you're fond of high-end designer perfumes and you wish to get one for yourself, but then high-end designer perfumes are very expensive and they might break your bank, I have got some amazing dupes or inspired versions of some great high-end designer perfumes which are affordable and they will not hurt your pocket. So today's video is on such amazing inspired versions which I will be reviewing, and if you're interested in such dupes or inspired versions, then stay tuned in this video, and without wasting much time, let me just dig into this video. This is Rhea. Welcome back to my channel. If you are returning, then thank you so much for coming back. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, then make sure you are subscribing to my channel, and it will motivate me to come up with more interesting videos like this. If this video really makes sense to you, then do not forget to hit the like button and leave a comment. So as you all know that today's video is on the inspired versions of high-end designer perfumes. Now these inspired versions are from the company Eastside Perfumes. Now for those of you who are not aware, Eastside Perfumes is a company which manufactures inspired versions of high-end designer perfumes, and they have got 40% of concentrated perfume oils in their fragrances. So which is something that intrigued me to approach them, and they were generous enough to send me a set of 6. This is a set 1, and similarly they have got a set 2 and set 3. So let's just start with the presentation of these perfumes. This is the box which I have with me. This is a set 1. Similarly, they have got set 2 and set 3. Now for each of these set, you will get 6 perfumes of 8 ml each. And for each of this perfume, the notes are mentioned on the other side of the box, as you can see, which is something I really appreciate. Moreover, this is a hardboard box with a magnetic closure, and the perfumes will not come off easily. This is another thing I really appreciate about them. This box retails for $749. However, discounts are available on their website from time to time. So I'll leave the link of their website in my description box. They are very much available on WhatsApp and also very active on Instagram. I will share all the links in my description box for you to check out. To the second segment of this video, that is the fragrance or the scent pyramid or the breakdown of the notes, as you name it. So my first perfume is this one in the name Business, and this is an inspired version of the very famous Armani Aqua di Gio. Now Armani Aqua di Gio is a man's perfume. So I have left the image somewhere on my screen out here along with the notes. And for Business as well, I have left the notes on my screen. You can compare the notes of both of these perfumes, and if you see that they have got a lot of notes which are very common in both of these perfumes. So let me just read out the notes for Business. So the first top notes comprises of Calabrian bergamot, neroli and green tangerine. The middle notes of jasmine, crisp rock, rose and rosemary. Base notes of fruity parmesan and warm Indonesian patchouli. So let me just spray it and then get into the details of the scent profile. Okay, so right up, straight up, I'm just getting this tangerine note, which is very, very prominent. And it has got some bitter orange sort of a note, and it opens up with that zestiness, that citrusiness, with some amount of bitterness in it. Of course, not in a bad way, but that, you know, the kind of bitter orange, that kind of fragrance that you get from the orange peel, that sort of a bitterness is there, and that sort of a zestiness is there. And once the perfume dries out, I mean in the dry down, I could find the nuances of some aromatic notes, because of course rosemary is here, so there is the aromatic notes out here along with some warm spices, and the dry down is very woody. Now going by the fragrance, this is a very summer appropriate fragrance. The second perfume up on my list is Artic, and this is an inspired version of the very famous Davidoff Cool Water, which is one of my favorite perfume. Now this is Davidoff Cool Water Original, and this is an inspired version of the Davidoff Cool Water Original. Now I have also left the notes of both of these perfumes on my screen for you to compare. Now let me just read out the notes for Artic. Now Artic has got notes of peppermint, lavender at the top notes, and in the middle notes it has got oak moss, geranium and sandalwood. At the base it has got amber and musk, and if you can see that there are a lot of common going on between Artic and Davidoff Cool Water. I have also done a review video of Davidoff Cool Water. I'll leave the link in the I button somewhere here, and I've also done a comparison video of Upsilon Wild Blue and Davidoff Cool Water. That also I'll leave the link in my description box for you to check out. Now coming back to Artic, now how close it is. Now I would say this is like, it is 90% close to Davidoff Cool Water. Let me just spray and then discuss. Okay, so in Davidoff Cool Water, it opens up with green notes and blue notes, and in the dry down it is like powdery and nuances of lavender in the background. And this one also opens up with green notes, but then it has also got some sort of zestiness, but they have not mentioned that any citrusy note in here, but then I sense some amount of zestiness in the opening, and that too for a couple of minutes. And once the perfume settles down, it just smells like Davidoff Cool Water. I mean, once the perfume settles down and in the dry down, it is a Davidoff Cool Water. So if you are sniffing both of these perfumes side by side, then you won't be able to make out that if it is Artic or if it is Davidoff Cool Water. Just in the opening, that is the only difference. In the opening, I do sense some amount of zestiness, and that too for a couple of minutes, and if you ignore that, then it performs, it just smells like Davidoff Cool Water. Now this is these perfumes, like aquatic perfumes, do not last that long. Even Davidoff Cool Water, the longevity is not very great. The performance of Davidoff Cool Water is not that great. Same goes for this one. This one also stays for 4 to 5 hours, and then you have to definitely go ahead with retouch. But then having said that, if you really want to have that feel of the famous Davidoff Cool Water, then you should definitely get your hands on this perfume, which is Artic, because it is 90% close to Davidoff Cool Water, and that too at a price which is so much affordable. I think the 100 ml retails for something around 549, and this one again in the budget of 3,000 to 4,000. So if you want to get the feel of Davidoff Cool Water at this price point, then you should not wait and get your hands on this. So that was all about Artic. The third perfume, which is Twilight. Now Twilight is an inspired version of the very famous Victoria's Secret Bombshell. Now that is a very famous perfume, and I do not own Victoria's Secret Bombshell because that is very expensive and out of my budget. So I have never sniffed Victoria's Secret Bombshell, but I have sniffed a very close dupe of Victoria's Secret Bombshell, and it is from Zara, and it is Orchid by Zara. So I have used Orchid by Zara for many years, I would say, and then it was out of stock, and again I have placed the order for Orchid, which is considered to be a very close dupe of Victoria's Secret Bombshell. And to be honest, Twilight is very similar to Orchid by Zara. So let me just read out the notes for Twilight for you. It has got top notes of passion fruit, grapefruit, pineapple, tangerine and strawberry. The middle notes of peony, vanilla, orchid, red berries, jasmine, lily of the valley. Base notes of musk, woody and oak moss. Okay, so those are the notes present in here. I will also leave the notes of Victoria's Secret Bombshell out here for you to compare. Let me just spray it and then get into the details. Oh, this is so lovely. this just smells like orchid. I mean, if you have orchid, if you own orchid, then you would know that you would be able to resonate with me, because this one is very close to Orchid by Zara, which is again a very close dupe of Victoria's Secret Bombshell. Now this one is like, it has got some talcum powder like feel, and it opens up with some freshness, and it has got white florals, and you know how much I love white florals. I mean, you just tell me that this perfume has got white florals and I will be the first one to buy it. So it has got a lot of white florals. Pineapple, yes, somewhere in the background I do sense the pineapple, but otherwise it is like full of white florals. It has got oak moss, it has got woodiness and musk, because yes, this does smell, the dry down is powderiness, and it has got some talcum powder like feel to it, which I really love. Next perfume in the list is Angel. Now Angel is an inspired version of the very famous Gucci Flora. Now Gucci Flora is one of the famous perfume, which is even the signature perfume of some of the celebrities. Now Angel, talking about Angel, this is also very similar to Florenza by Maison Alhambra. If you have ever tried Maison Alhambra's Florenza, then you will be able to resonate with me. Now this one smells very similar with Florenza. I have not sniffed Gucci Flora, but then Florenza by Maison Alhambra is considered to be a very close dupe of Gucci Flora, because Gucci Flora is super expensive, and Maison Alhambra's Florenza comes in the range of 1400 or 1500, and this one is very close to Florenza, and this one again retails for, I think, 100 ml for 549 and 60 ml for 349 something. And again, in a set of 6, if you want to try out other designer perfumes as well, then for the set of 6, again, this is again a very affordable option which you have, because this smells so similar. Okay, and I would say this is very similar to Florenza, and the percentage would be around 90% similar to Florenza. So let me just spray it and then get into the details of this one. This is a sort of, full of, it's a bouquet of flowers. Okay, once you sniff it, it's just a bouquet of flowers that you get. And let me just read out the notes for you. It has got mandarin, yes, in the opening it is mandarin, and it has got peony. It has, in the middle notes, it has got osmanthus, rose and pink pepper. At the base it has got mandarin and peony. So all throughout it is mandarin. As you can see, the top notes is again mandarin, and the base also it's mandarin. So all throughout you get mandarin, and then you also get, once the perfume starts settling down, the mandarin remains linear all throughout the journey of this perfume. And once the perfume starts developing, you would sense the peony, you would sense the rose, and you would also sense the osmanthus and pink pepper. Now this is so similar to Florenza of Maison Alhambra. Next on my list is Infinity, and this is considered to be a dupe of the very famous YSL Black Opium, which is the signature perfume of many celebrities. Now I have not sniffed Black Opium because that is way more expensive for me, but I have used extensively Zara's Gardenia, which is one of my favorite perfume by Zara. Now Zara's Gardenia is also, it has got some darkness in it. Now if you like that kind of perfumes which has got some darkness in it, then you would definitely love this, because Infinity resembles very much like Zara's Gardenia. So let me just read out the notes for you. The top notes have got blackcurrant, pear, green mandarin and citruses. The middle notes of jasmine tea, orange blossom and coffee. The base notes have got musk, white wood. Now let me just spray it and then get into the details of this one now. The pear is very prominent. It opens up with the zestiness, that pear note, and the coffee is in the background. So once the perfume starts settling down, you would be able to sense the blackcurrant, the coffee, and in the dry down it is like powderiness. There is muskiness in this perfume. So this blackcurrant makes it a very, I would say very sexy sort of a perfume. And and this is a perfume which is more evening appropriate. I mean, if you're wearing it in the summers, then you can wear it during the evening time, and of course for the winters you can wear it all throughout the day, because it has got this darkness in it which I really love, because this is something you can also wear it to the parties and you know, to the outings or to the parties as well. And this is such a gorgeous kind of perfume. Now if you have ever used Zara's Gardenia, you'll be able to resonate with me, because this one smells very similar to Zara's Gardenia. And the last on my list is Party, and this is considered to be a close dupe, or you can say the inspired version of Diptique TAM DAO by SRK. So I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, and if I'm mispronouncing it, then I'm extremely sorry for that. I will leave the name out in my screen, the name of the original perfume out on my screen, along with the notes, which I'm doing it for all the perfumes. I mean, I'm leaving the notes of these perfumes and the original perfumes on my screen along with the notes for you all to compare. So for this one as well, you can just have a look into that perfume. And for this one, let me just read out the notes. It has got the top notes of Italian cypress, myrtle and rose, the middle notes of sandalwood and cedar, the base notes of Brazilian rosewood, spices, amber and white musk. So let me just spray it and then get into the details of it. This one has got some woodiness in it. I do sense the rose. Now rose is somewhere in the background, and it has got some bitterness and woodiness in the opening, and in the dry down it is like powderiness, and that amber is there in the dry down, and there is a lot of cedar. Okay, now cedar is something which I personally, as a note, I do not like it. So yeah, cedarwood is there. I mean, this is there, okay, and sandalwood is there. So of course that powderiness and that muskiness is there in this perfume in the dry down, along with the amber, which adds an warmth to the perfume, along with some spices. But the opening is like, it's like crisp cedarwood. Okay, yeah, it's like the cedarwood is so prominent out here in this perfume. So if you love cedarwood, then you would definitely love this one. These perfumes are great performers, except I would say Artic now, because Artic is, again, it leans towards the aquatic kind of DNA, so that does not last long. So you have to go ahead with reapplication. That is, it lasted on me for around 4 hours, and that also goes with Davidoff Cool Water, because that is an inspired version of Davidoff Cool Water. And the most long lasting from this entire series was Infinity and Twilight and Party. So these lasted on me for around 5 to 6 hours with 8 sprays. That is 4 on the skin and 4 on the clothes, and this really lasted on me for quite a long time at this price point. So I'm really happy for that, because paying this much money and then, you know, you are getting that kind of a performance, I think that's really great, and it's a steal deal, I would say. That was all about the longevity. Now the projection of all of these perfumes is like 2 feet, and the sillage is, again, sillage is moderate for most of these perfumes, except Infinity, which had a decent sillage. Okay, now Infinity, as I said, so this is a inspired version of Black Opium, or you can say inspired version of Zara's Gardenia. So this one has got a very decent sillage. Trust me, these perfumes are really great. Going by the price point, their performance, their longevity, the projection and sillage, because at this price point, which is so affordable, you are getting the feel of the high-end designer perfumes. Then these perfumes are definitely a steal deal. Now for me, I really loved these two, that is Infinity and Twilight. I would definitely get my hands on these two, the bigger sizes, because Twilight and Infinity, as I said, so they are the inspired version of YSL Black Opium, and the Twilight is inspired version of Victoria's Secret Bombshell. Again, their dupes are Zara's Orchid and Gardenia, which are again my favorites. Now if you ask me if I'll go ahead with Zara or these perfumes, then let me tell you, Zara is always very close to my heart, so I always keep a backup of those perfumes. But yes, I would need less backup now, because I will definitely reach out for the bigger sizes of these two bottles, that is Twilight and Infinity. Now for all the men out there, you should definitely get your hands on Artic and Business, because they are very much summer appropriate and office appropriate, and you would love this because they have got green notes and they have also got aquatic notes, and I think there are very less men who do not like fresh perfumes. I mean, a lot of men, most of men love fresh notes, so you should definitely get your hands on these two bottles, and they are really great at this price point. Especially, you are getting the feel of high-end designer perfumes, that is Davidoff Cool Water and Armani Aqua. So try out these perfumes. I really loved it, and yeah, I would definitely reach out for the bigger bottles. So that's all for today. I'll wrap up the video here. See you in my next video. If you reach out for these perfumes, then do let me know in the comment section, and also share your experiences with these perfumes. I would be more than happy to know your experience. See you in my next video. Till then, love yourself, do take care of yourself, and bye bye.